It's always important to stay organized for school, but even more so at the beginning of the year so you don't fall behind. Alexis Avila is the founder of Prepped and Polished Tutoring and Test Preparation, and he's here to help all of us. Even if we're not in school, we can benefit from these tips, Alexis.
Absolutely. It applies to adults as well. It's about not falling behind.
Falling behind and staying organized. So instead of homework, think of maybe our bills that are due, right? So let's start with organizing tips for students, and let's start with homework, because that is where you really have to stay on top of it, because you're responsible for making sure you hand it in on time.
You got to hand it in on time. Half the battle to getting good grades, Ashley, is getting your stuff organized, okay? So what you want to do is purchase an academic calendar with room to write notes in it. And if you're like an online freak, you know, and you need online technology, use a Google Calendar or use iPro Studies app so you can keep track of your grades, homework, and schedule.
Okay, so but even if you are someone who is really big into technology and you do everything online, I think that hard copy is always good to have, because it is right in front of you and you can edit it as you need to.
You know what? You should be a tutor, Ashley, because that's exactly correct. It's good to have it in front of you. There's certain things that online technology can't do in terms of scheduling. Have an academic calendar with room to write notes in it. And what you want to do is you want to look at what you have due that week and make a list of all your assignments. And then you want to prioritize those assignments by due date. So
okay, so
that's key.
Obviously what's due first, make sure that you do that first, because you want to make sure that you hand it all in on time and you're not procrastinating.
Absolutely. You don't want to procrastinate. And what's key, and what I used to do as a student, is approximate how much time it's going to take to do, like, say, your math homework, or you have a science test. It's going to take an hour, 15 minutes. That will keep you on track as well.
Yes, and then you'll be able to enjoy life more, because you know that you're budgeting your time for what you need to get done.
Absolutely.
The next thing, now we move on from homework to your backpack.
Okay, well, I don't know if you noticed, but these kids are like, it looks like they're running away from home. They have like 100 pounds of books.
It's not right.
And you don't need to use all these books on a given day. So what you want to figure out is what classes you have that day and carry only the books and folders for that given day. Keep the rest in your locker.
Yeah, and that goes for college students, for any student, for anyone. And I think that goes for my purse, too. Sometimes I find, why am I carrying this in here? I don't need this. But it gets so heavy. So you need to organize it to make sure that you're only carrying what you need.
Definitely. And, you know, like in a separate compartment, keep, like, you know, the essentials, like your pens and pencils, little mini pencil sharpener, index cards. And also make sure that you keep your assignment notebook at the top of the pile for easy access.
Right, so that you always can grab that and know what's due, when it's due, because you already did that earlier when you organized your homework.
There you go.
So that's all done.
Absolutely.
Store your school papers at home, not just in random corners and on countertops.
You know, home can get messy, so you want to make sure that you have a folder for each of your classes at home. And what you want to do is, at the end of each week, transfer your graded papers over to the appropriate folder, and then keep your folders in a special drawer away from your home clutter.
Right, so it's easy. It doesn't take up a lot of space. A folder for each subject. Keep it away from everything. Also, so you don't spill coffee or anything on it, you know, especially if it's that A+ paper. But you suggest a special place for that A+ paper.
You know what? It's not bragging, but put your A+ paper on the fridge for everyone to see. But especially because it will motivate you to keep getting A's. When you wake up in the morning eating your cereal, you're looking at that A+ and how much hard work it took you to get that A. So put those A+, you know, accolades on your fridge so you can see it, to continue reinforcing the hard work to get A's.
Absolutely, and as a parent, I think, too, when we celebrate those accomplishments, that's what instills that passion and motivation in your child, too. So make a big deal of it, because it is a big deal.
It is a big deal, and it's not bragging. It is a good accomplishment. You should be proud of it.
Absolutely. Organize your desk, because if it's cluttered, how are you going to know where anything is?
Ashley, half the battle to being successful is organization. All right? I want you to take your desk and get rid of everything on it, all that clutter, and put stuff back on your desk, the essentials, your laptop, your lined paper, pens and pencils. Then what I want you to do is group together similar items. Pens and pencils in one corner with, like, your stapler and post-it notes. And then in your other corner of the desk, you're going to have your projects and assignments.
I'm listening to you. I want to put my papers over my face because my desk is a disaster, and I'm not even a student. But I can totally. I'm listening to your tips saying I need to do that this afternoon. Take everything off, start fresh, because you feel like you're able to tackle anything when you know where everything is and it has a place.
There you go. It's not rocket science. It's organization. Okay.
Yes.
So, and then also make sure that you have a trash can nearby. So you can get rid of stuff, okay? So
right, recycling bin, trash bin, right. Make sure that you purge so that you're not collecting and cluttering the space where you need to feel like you can have plenty of room
absolutely
to work.
Absolutely.
The last thing, recommended school supplies. I think nowadays you can get very overwhelmed with the things that you can purchase that are available, but you don't necessarily need.
You don't, and so just you want to get the essentials. So as I mentioned, you want to get an assignment notebook with plenty of room to write notes in it. You want to have your pens and pencils. Make sure your pencils have erasers, and make sure your pens are black and blue ink. Have a highlighter, paper clips, folders, lined paper and index cards, tape and scissors for school projects. Calculator, and then last, make sure you have a mini dictionary, because a lot of classes don't allow you to use your iPhones in class, so it's important to look up, occasional word here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are things that everything you're saying as a student, these small organization tips are going to help you in life when you aren't in school anymore. Trust me. I'm going to be organizing my desk this afternoon, Alexis.
I'm glad.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Great to be with you today.
Glad to be
And you
back.
can get all these tips again, mymassappeal.com.